I'm pretty confident I've got the volume thing figured out. We're going to see. See if we're up and running. Come on. Maybe. It says I'm live. Let's try this one more time. Oh, volume's working. I assume a picture is going to come up as soon as my computer catches up with me. Hey, good evening, Karen. Good evening, Rosie. Thanks so much for joining me. As I said, this is Tara with Tara Beth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Mid, Missouri. Hey, Angie. Thanks for joining. If you're on tonight, give me a shout out like some of these ladies already have. We are going to do a card using the Friendly Foliage set. So this is the stamps. Here are the dies. So this is a November online exclusive. Hello, Sonia. You're the one that always shares my stuff on Facebook. Thank you, thank you. We're going to use the Friendly Foliage set. So this is a November online exclusive. This is the set. Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining. This is the set I'm going to be using all week long. And so I paired it a couple of times with the Perennial Lavender set. This doesn't have a coordinating designer series paper or pattern paper, but I thought it looked really pretty. And I'm a sucker for purple. Gorgeous Grape is one of my favorite colors. While I always will love orange, Gorgeous Grape is the perfect purple in my opinion. Hey, Mary, thanks for joining. So this is today's card. This is a triple panel fun fold. So you open it up like that, and then it slides open like this. So we're going to get started. First thing though, I mailed out my catalogs last week. Hey, Karen. Hey, Julia. I mailed out my catalog, so if you're a customer of mine, you should be watching for them this week or next. I've seen some of them have already landed, so hopefully you get yours soon if you haven't already got it. And the mini catalog starts January the 6th. I am doing, once again, a product share. So a product share is a combination of designer series paper, embellishments, ribbon. You get about a fifth of the ribbon roll, a fifth of the embellishment package, and a fourth of the designer series paper on just about everything. So if you're interested in this, shoot me an email, check out my blog, check out my Facebook, Instagram, all the good things. It's all the information's on there. So let's get started with today's card. All right, so I think we're going to do some stamping first, and the reason that I'm going to do that is because I'm using that pretty Peacock, and it's a dark ink, and we want to get it taken care of early on. All right, so I've got a couple of pieces of basic white here. I feel so accomplished this weekend. I got a ton done. I could have got a lot more done, but I feel like I got quite a bit done. And I even went and worked out 2 days, so that makes it even better. Okay, so this is the large piece of designer series paper. And let me pull out. This is, or basic white, sorry, basic white. This is basic white. So this is the designer series paper that's going to go on there. So I'm just going to kind of set it there so that I know kind of where to place my stamp. That's kind of how I do that. And the reason that I don't adhere it first and then stamp, because if I make that stamp crooked, I want to be able to flip it over. All right, so I'm going to ink this first stamp here for you always. And so I'm inking it up in Gorgeous Grape. So let's see here. Let's line that up, kind of move that back over here and put that right in the center. Ooh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, we won't do that. Not with the designer series paper. Mary, I'm glad you like the card. I think this set is stunning. Stunning, stunning. Okay, now that I have that and it looks straight, I'm going to go ahead and add some seal onto this. And put it upside down. Crumb. Wouldn't you know it? After I give this whole big speech. That's okay. Never fear. I did kind of seal it down, but we're going to pull out our handy dandy take your pick tool. I change it so you get a couple of different edges you can, or ends. So there's like 4 of them. So there's this one, and then there's, nope, that's the same one. I may or may not have a couple of take your pick tools. Anywhere, somewhere, there's another take your pick tool, and it's got like bullet ends down at the bottom. So I like to use the pokey end a lot to take off dimensional covers, poke out things from my die cuts, like the little intricate dies. But this is the piece that I think every stamper should have, every card maker, every paper crafter, because it's flat and you can kind of break up the stick on your seal. And it can work for liquid adhesive as well. If you've got it down and you need to pull it up, just be aware that it's always gross. So I broke up all of that and I saved it. Looky there, woohoo! That's a plug for a take your pick tool. If you don't have one, order 3. Okay, now I'm gonna look at it and we're gonna go right side up this time. I was all worried about making sure it got on straight there we go. It wouldn't be alive if I didn't screw something up. All right, now I'm gonna bring out the Sending Love Sentiment. This is also from the Friendly Foliage. And I'm just gonna stamp it with that gorgeous grape on a strip of basic white. So I'm done with the gorgeous grape. And I'm going to pull out, and I'm so sorry. I know that this is unavailable, and if you don't have it, I'm sorry. But make sure you add your name to the list, because this banner punch is awesome. 3 amazing banners, and you have to have it. So I'm going to punch that out. Now, if you're getting my free kit in the mail as a thank you, I'll go ahead and punch those out for you because I feel like you have to have it. And it's unavailable. So that's not your fault. I tried not to use it, but I gave up. I was like, nope, I gotta have it. Okay, now I've got the large foliage image with the box around it. And I'm gonna ink it up really good with this Evening Evergreen, and man, did I ink that bad boy up. That's going to be fun to clean off when I'm done. I'm going to turn it around here and just stamp it on a piece of basic white. Yes, Rosie, thanks for shouting out. If you are not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe so that you get notification when I go live each week. Okay. So here's that one. Now, I'm going to pull out my mini cut and emboss. Now, you can see this one has, it's like solid. And I cut out the inside. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So the first thing I'm going to do is there's the inside piece. This cuts out the inside. And you can cut these separately, but because we're doing a live, you guys don't want to watch me crank things through twice, although lining it up. Maybe worth watching it twice. Okay, so I'm lining that up. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to try to, ooh, dang, I did that right on the money, honey. Now I have a piece of I'm going to take a piece of Post-it tape. So I love this because it's kind of like Post-it notes. It's on the back. It's sticky all the way, but it's not super tacky. So I'm carefully placing it. Ooh, it shifted a little. And I'm going to place that right there. That's going to keep it in place while I pull out my cut and emboss. Oh no, where are my plates? Oh, here they are. Duh, I already took them off. All right, so this one's small enough it will fit in our mini cut and emboss. I do love this little machine because then I don't have to get off my fat tushy to go across the room and get something. And it's kind of nice just because it's nice and small and fits on my desk. I can put it on my reels. It's handy to take to crops if I don't want to take my great big cut and emboss. My husband won't use it when he cuts out my stuff for my classes and stuff. He refuses to use the mini, but that's okay. All right. It looks like I did get a little off on that. Oh, it's okay. So see, you've got to make sure you got to clean out all those. So that's another thing for that take your pick tool. That's awesome. All right. So here is, isn't that pretty? Whew, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now let's go ahead. I've got a piece of Highland Heather that I cut out with the textured notes dies, and this is 1, 2, 3, the 4th largest die from that textured notes die. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and believe it or not, I'm going to use the minis tonight, just because there's a lot of little holes here. So, see, that's how I like to use my little, I don't know if you guys can see that. And so I'm just taking these little minis, I'm poking it in there and making sure. So I'm just doing it randomly where there's a solid area. And I feel like that's good enough. So we'll get rid of these little backings. With Christmas coming up, tell me what your favorite Stampin' Up! Tool is. If I was to recommend to somebody what your favorite like Stampin' Up! Card making tool, the thing you can't live without, what would it be? So I feel like mine would almost be the mini cut and emboss. Or not the mini cut and emboss, but my take your pick tool. I know a lot of people just don't use them, but I think, I don't know if there's a card I've made that I haven't used it. Anna, this is the Friendly Foliage set. So this is a new November online exclusive. So stamps and dies both. Stunning, stunning set. It is beautiful. All right, so this and this, we're going to go ahead and add this here. And I have this popped up as well. So we got some dimension on this card. Paper trimmer, yep, that's a good one. I do love our paper trimmer. And obviously I haven't made a card without using that either. And it's definitely a staple. Okay, so we're going to add this sentiment right here in the center. Making sure that I center it as well as I possibly can. All right, so we've got all the hard stuff done. Now let's put the card together. Yes, I agree, Sharon. It definitely, oh, the scoreboard. Yes, Rosie, the scoreboard, which I'm just getting ready to pull out. I agree with that. That's a good one. Now my scoreboard, I hardly ever have the little tool because I keep it standing up right beside my desk. But what I do use is either one end of my take your pick tool or I use a bone folder. I started doing that lately. All right, so this is a standard piece, or not a standard, obviously not standard. This is a 5.5 by 11 sheet of Pretty Peacock. And I'm gonna score it 1 1/4. I'm gonna score it 4. And I'm going to score it 6 3/4. Okay. So now I'll take my scoreboard. I feel like you have to have the scoreboard if you're going to make a lot of fun folds. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6 3/4 and I'm going to fold it at that score line back on itself. Okay. And then I open it up and I'm going to flip it back. And so I'm folding it in a mountain and valley. So now I have the valley. I'm going to go ahead and open that up because sometimes when you burnish these, you get little divot lines on your other paper. And then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to fold that little one in on itself. So basically what you have from the 6 3/4 is you have a valley, a mountain, and a valley, or a valley, a mountain, and a valley. Either way. So that's your basic card base for this accordion triple panel card. So because I want my designer series paper to line up on the top and the bottom with this, I'm going to add this piece, the back inside piece first. True, the trimmer does a great job with scoring if you have limited space or if you're not really a fun fold person. Agreed, Sharon, agreed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I have this as close to possible at the top and the bottom. Now, you could always add another panel for a sentiment here or another panel for designer series paper. Now we're going to add this to the center panel, just another piece of the perennial lavender. Now, if you like these cards and you're wanting a free card kit, you can get that by placing a qualifying purchase of $50 or more in my online store this week. That goes until Saturday. All right. I feel like I need to trim that off a little bit. I think I may have cut that wrong. I hate taking a hair off of the paper though. There we go. All right, there we go. That's perfect. So trimmer mainly and the scoreboard is what I'm getting from most of you. No one wants to take your pick tool. Now what I'm doing is I'm lining this up down here at the bottom so that it'll line up at the top. So there's our card base. Now I have another piece of pretty peacock that we're going to use as our belly band. And what I do when I'm doing my belly bands is I line it up on my grid paper. Then I take my card and I line it on the grid paper. And it doesn't matter where you're at. I'm just using it to fold. I'm going to fold that in. And then I'm going to fold this in and kind of give it a little bit of a crease here. That way the belly band is not too tight, because that's a huge problem. I'm going to take a little bit of seal and add it to this end. The other thing I'm going to do is make sure that they're flush. All right. Before we go any further, let's make sure that fits. And it does. It's going to slide up and down really well. There we go. Now you could leave it plain, but I'm going to add more designer series paper because this print goes so well with this stamp set, I think. Now, don't forget, Tuesday is Christmas card day, which means that if you don't have your Christmas cards in the mail, you need to get them in the mail. So there's my PSA for today. Okay. Now that's going to go on the center. I'm going to go ahead and add my seal directly to this so that I can place this piece right there and pop it on. Now, these are on the retirement list, so if you don't have these, you need to order these. The Charming Shimmer Facets. I used those, I think, with every card this week. So Now, because it's got a belly band, you need to put the charms on the belly band. Don't put them on the card base, because then they're going to pop off, like when you move it. So I'm just going to stick a couple of them there. And then we'll take one little tiny one and put it on the sentiment. Now, I didn't grab an envelope, so let me do that here. Yes, I agree, Rosie. It does give it a rich look. It does. Purple is just such a... Purple and the Gorgeous Grape and the Pretty Peacock are really a... You can't beat it, I don't think. I'm trying to find a piece. Oh, here we go. We'll put that on the back side. Now, just another PSA. I get these little plastic sleeves from Stampin' Storage, and this is what I put my designer series paper in. I cut up like two full sheets. No, one sheet into 6x6s, and then I leave one sheet in 12x12s. That way you have something for your envelopes. You have something already cut, and you don't have to dig through that large paper. And then I just label them and file them alphabetically. All right, so I'm not going to be able to do my live on Facebook Thursday night. Of course, I did some wonky scheduling, and I get to prepare for my colonoscopy on Fridays or Thursdays. So I think I'm going to do it on Wednesday night. Nope, I can't do it on Wednesday night. I don't know when we're going to do it. We may do it Friday afternoon, just because I don't want to have to stop my video and say, oh, I'll be back in a few minutes, because that's gross. I'm going to wallow in self-pity while I'm doing it. All right, so stay tuned to Facebook. You'll see when I'm doing it. It'll be Thursday, or definitely not Thursday, maybe Friday afternoon. I may do it on Saturday, I'm not sure. All right, here is today's card. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday the choice of being proactive. Yes, this is my first one, guys, so I'm not looking forward to it. I'm a little scared. You guys are too funny. You guys have an amazing week. I'll be back here next Sunday night, and maybe Saturday for a live on Facebook. I'm not sure. I'll get back with you. Have a great week, and get those Christmas cards out.